Good morning, boys and girls. Once again, Mrs. Davis here with your daily Writers Workshop lesson. Okay, boys and girls, we're actually working on one of our last opinion writing pieces. I believe this is our third one, maybe our fourth one. Our goal last week was to fill in a Foursquare on our own, okay? I gave you the topic of what the best pet would be. So your job was to think about which animal you think would make the best pet. You had to write your opinion sentence, you had to give a summary on your animal, and you had to give 3 reasons that support your opinion. Yesterday, we took all of our sentences from our Foursquare and we put them together into one big paragraph. Now, what I did for today's lesson is I actually rewrote some of my paragraph on this paper, and I, on purpose, put some mistakes in there because you guessed it. Today is our editing day for Writers Workshop, and when we edit, we go back into our stories and we make sure that we fix any mistakes that we might see. It's possible that you reread your story and you don't find mistakes. A lot of times it is difficult for us to find our own mistakes inside of our writings, which is why I made sure to give you a writing checklist. A checklist helps us to edit or fix the problems that we see in our story. It's very helpful. I uploaded it to Google Classroom like this, so you have 2. All I did was cut this in the middle to give myself a checklist. And I actually have my checklist up here so that I have it close to me as I'm editing my work. Now, here's what we're going to do today. We are going to look at our story and look at the 3 things on our checklist, and we're just going to fix any errors that we might see. So the first thing that I have on my writing checklist is I began my sentence with a capital letter. You're also going to notice that there is a sentence right underneath there that says, "The bus is big." This is just an example to show you how I capitalized the first letter in my sentence. So I'm going to go into my writing here, and if we're at the beginning of a sentence and you don't see a capital letter, that is where I'm going to use my red marker. I'm going to cross out my mistake, and I'm going to put the correct thing above the word. So let's see. The best would be a turtle. Well, this is the beginning of my sentence, and I don't have a capital. So I'm going to cross out the lowercase t, and I'm going to put just a capital 1 on the side so I know that this word needs to begin with a capital. So the best pet would be a turtle. This pet has a hard, smooth shell. Period at the end, which means this is a new sentence. And I notice that I have forgotten to capitalize my I. So I'm going to cross out my I, and I'm going to put a capital I right next to it. It is brown and green. Okay, I'm going to give myself a check, and I began my sentence with a capital letter because I fixed 2 of my mistakes. Let's go on to our next item on our checklist. I used punctuation. Those are your periods, your question marks, your exclamation points. So we want to make sure that after each sentence, we put our periods or whatever punctuation mark fits best in your story. The best pet would be a turtle. Well, I know that this was my sentence, and I have a period after turtle, but it looks like I forgot to put a period after this turtle. So I am going to just fill in that period. This pet has a hard, smooth shell. Period. I didn't forget it there because I know there's a period after shell here, so there has to be a period after shell here. It is brown and green, so I have to make sure there's another period after green. It is brown and green. Whoop. I forgot my period, so I'm just going to go ahead and add that period right there, and then give myself a check on my checklist. Last, my sentences make sense. This is when you're going to read your sentences out loud. A lot of times it is better to hear speak it out loud. Don't do it in your head, because sometimes when we speak it, we might hear our mistakes a little bit easier than if we were to just read it inside of our heads. The best would be a turtle. That doesn't make sense. The best would be a turtle. Let me go back to my Foursquare, to my topic sentence. I think there's a word missing. The best pet would be a turtle. The best, I'm missing the word pet. When you are missing a word, here's how you're going to put that in. You're going to give yourself a little arrow, just like so, and you're going to put your missing word right in the space above. The best pet would be a turtle. Now that makes sense, but I'm looking at my sentence and something is not right. There's a mistake there, I know it. Do you see it? Oh my God, I found it. Did you find it? I have a capital B in the middle of my sentence for no reason. The word best isn't a proper noun. It's not the name of a place, or person, or a thing. So what I have to do here is I have to get rid of that capital, and I have to put a lowercase b there. The best pet would be a turtle. Now that makes sense. Let's keep going. This pet has a hard, smooth shell. Makes sense to me. It is brown and green. It makes sense, but there's something that doesn't look right. Do you spy the mistake? I do. I found it. It's in this word brown. There's a mistake here. What do you see? B is fine. This is how you spell brown. Wait a minute. That N at the end is backwards. So we have to put it the right way. It is brown and green. Now that makes sense. All right, looks like I have finished editing my work. I have used my checklist. Once you finish with your checklist, you do not need this anymore. You can go ahead and get rid of that. And make sure you keep your writing in your writer's folder at home. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be uploading a cover page for all of your opinion pieces. And then you're going to take all of your opinion stories, add a cover page to the front, and guess what? You are the brand new authors of a book of your opinions. Okay, boys and girls, I wish you the best of luck in today's editing process of our writer's workshop, and I will see you again tomorrow for a brand new lesson. Bye.